What if I told you that the most expensive thing in your life isn't luxury? It's being broke? Not because you buy stupid things, not because you lack discipline, but because the system quietly charges you extra for not having money in the first place. Let me show you how this works in real life. You're already stressed, you're late, and then, boom, the check engine light turns on. You know the fix is about $300. That's not crazy money, unless you only have $42 in your account. So you do what most people do. You ignore it. You turn up the music. You hope it goes away. 2 months later, hope meets reality. The car dies on the highway. Now you need a tow, $200. That small issue you ignored? It destroyed the transmission. Now the repair is $2,000. And because you can't get to work, you miss shifts. There goes another $300. That $300 problem just turned into a $2,500 disaster. That's not bad luck. That's math. This is the cost of being broke. A predictable, repeatable, brutal equation that punishes you for not having a buffer. Most financial advice completely misses this point. They say, just budget better. Stop buying coffee. Cancel Netflix. As if saving $12 a month is going to protect you from a $2,000 emergency. There's a concept that explains this perfectly. It's called the boots theory. It comes from a novel, but it explains real life better. Chimnogia ekonomические модели. A rich person buys expensive boots once. They last 10 years. A poor person buys cheap boots again and again. 10 years later, the poor person paid more and still has wet feet. This isn't about boots. It's about everything. Toilet paper, laundry detergent, diapers, car repairs. If you have money, you buy in bulk and pay less per unit. If you're broke, you buy small and pay more every single time. Being poor literally means your inflation rate is higher. And then comes the banking system, where the punishment gets aggressive. If you're rich, the bank loves you. No fees, perks, smiles. If you're broke and go $5 negative, overdraft fee, $35. You borrowed $5 for one day at a 700% interest rate. Perfectly legal. Just don't overspend, people say. But here's what they ignore. Scarcity destroys decision-making. When you're stressed about money, your brain literally works worse. Your IQ drops. Your long-term thinking shuts down. You're not stupid, you're overloaded. That's why bad decisions cluster around poverty. Payday loans, fast food, lottery tickets. Not because people are irresponsible, but because survival mode blocks strategy. Let's scale this up. Cars. A wealthy person buys a reliable used car with low interest. A broke person buys a bad car with insane interest because they have no choice. They pay more, for worse, and it breaks sooner. Housing is the final boss of this trap. Rent is 100% interest. No equity, no ownership. But to buy, you need a down payment, which you can't save because rent eats your income. So you pay more every month, forever. And poverty doesn't just steal money. It steals time. Laundromats, long commutes, extra errands, time you can't use to earn, rest, or learn. And time is the one thing you can never get back. So what's the escape? Not getting rich overnight. Not crypto. Not miracles. It's building a buffer. That first $1,000 changes everything. That buffer turns emergencies into inconveniences. It lets you fix small problems before they explode. It lets you buy once instead of buying twice. It flips the game from survival to control. The real strategy is simple, but uncomfortable. Find where being broke costs you the most. Cut everything else, ruthlessly, and attack that one leak until it's gone. Because once you understand the math, you stop blaming yourself. You stop thinking you're bad with money, and you start fighting the penalties instead. Being broke is expensive. Staying broke is optional. If this made you see money differently, subscribe. We break traps, not dreams.